Welcome to the Central Valley Regional Water Quality Control Board's video presentation on the Cannabis Regulation and Enforcement Program. In the next few minutes, we will delve into this critical program, discussing typical discharges and violations observed at cannabis sites, the Cannabis General Order, the Cannabis Policy, California Water Code, and the progressive enforcement measures in place to ensure compliance. The Central Valley Water Board Cannabis Program was established in 2014 to mitigate the impact to water quality from cannabis-related activities. The Cannabis Program closely coordinates with the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, scientists and wardens, local law enforcement, county code enforcement, the Division of Water Rights, and the Office of Enforcement to protect water quality, enforce on illegal cannabis cultivation grows, and ensure implementation of best management practices on cannabis sites. As we explore the Cannabis Regulation and Enforcement Program, it's important to acknowledge the potential environmental impacts associated with cannabis cultivation. The Central Valley Regional Board recognizes these concerns and has developed this program to protect our water resources while promoting responsible practices. Typical discharges and violations observed at cannabis sites encompass a wide range of environmental risks. These include disturbed earth, erosion and sediment discharges, plugged or undersized culverts, soil stockpiles, the use of unregistered or restricted herbicides, pesticides, and fertilizers, fuel mismanagement, improperly designed roads and stream crossings, illegal diversion of surface water, field latrines with human waste deposited directly on the ground, and the accumulation of trash and debris. Addressing these issues is crucial to preserving our water quality and protecting our ecosystems. To address these challenges, the State Water Resources Control Board established the Cannabis General Waste Discharge Requirements, otherwise known as the Cannabis General Order. These requirements provide specific guidelines for cannabis cultivators to follow, ensuring responsible cultivation practices and minimizing the potential for water pollution. There are currently more than 1,200 cultivation sites enrolled in the Cannabis General Order in the Central Valley. Staff routinely perform enrollment enforcement efforts in permissive counties by identifying active cultivation sites that have not obtained regulatory coverage under the Cannabis General Order. Staff conduct desktop reviews of current satellite imagery and participate in helicopter reconnaissance missions to verify the cultivation status, then issue notices to enroll to cultivators. Active cultivators who do not enroll in the General Order are issued Water Code Section 13260 orders to obtain regulatory coverage. Cultivators who refuse to enroll in the program are referred to law enforcement for potential warrant inspections. The Cannabis General Order is a comprehensive regulatory framework designed to address the potential environmental impacts of cannabis cultivation on water resources throughout California. This order consists of several key elements aimed at protecting water quality and ensuring sustainable cultivation practices. First, the order requires all cannabis cultivators to obtain a water quality permit, which ensures that cultivators are aware of their responsibilities and adhere to specific requirements to minimize the potential for water pollution. Second, the order establishes the Cannabis Cultivation Waste Discharge Regulatory Program. This program sets guidelines and standards for managing cultivation-related waste, such as irrigation runoff, sediment, fertilizers, and pesticides. It promotes responsible waste management practices to prevent contamination of surface and groundwater. Third, the order emphasizes the importance of best management practices, or BMPs. These practices encompass a range of measures that cultivators must implement to protect water quality, such as proper irrigation management, erosion control, restricted use and proper storage of chemicals, and appropriate disposal of waste materials. BMPs play a crucial role in minimizing the environmental footprint of cannabis cultivation. The order also emphasizes the need for compliance monitoring and reporting. Cannabis cultivators are required to submit regular reports on their cultivation activities, including water usage, waste management, and other relevant information pertaining to their cultivation activities. This allows regulatory agencies to assess compliance and identify areas for improvement. In certain cases, cannabis cultivators may qualify for a waiver of waste discharge requirements. This waiver allows cultivators to forego waste discharge requirements if they meet specific criteria. However, even with a waiver, cultivators remain responsible for complying with other applicable regulations and implementing best management practices. The Central Valley Water Board uses progressive enforcement measures to ensure compliance with regulations. These measures include warrant inspections, conducted in partnership with law enforcement agencies, issuing notices of violation, cleanup and abatement orders, and administrative civil liability orders or fines. Warrant inspections, carried out with the assistance of law enforcement agencies, allow the board to conduct thorough investigations into potential violations at unpermitted illegal cultivation sites. Notices of violation may be issued to address specific instances of noncompliance, prompting cultivators to rectify the problems promptly. Very often, staff are able to cooperatively work with the dischargers post-inspection so that they voluntarily clean up their sites and return them to pre-cultivation conditions. If dischargers are unwilling to comply with cleanup requirements, Water Board staff work through the progressive enforcement process, issuing staff enforcement letters and orders to submit technical documents. In more severe cases, cleanup and abatement orders are issued by the regional board requiring immediate action to mitigate pollution and restore impacted areas. Administrative civil liability or fines may be imposed as a last resort for persistent or significant violations, potentially resulting in substantial fines of thousands of dollars per day per violation. It is essential to note that outdoor cultivation of cannabis is only legal in a handful of counties in the Central Valley, and legal cultivation typically requires a county use permit along with all other relevant agreements and licenses from agencies such as the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, the Division of Water Rights, and the Department of Cannabis Control. Compliance with all these requirements ensures that cannabis cultivation is carried out responsibly, protecting our water resources and promoting sustainable practices. The Central Valley Water Board is dedicated to proactive outreach efforts aimed at educating and engaging the cannabis community in the region. By conducting outreach efforts, staff aim to empower cultivators with the knowledge and support they need to comply with regulations, implement best management practices, and protect their valuable water resources. Upon request, Water Board staff may provide translation services for outreach material. Thank you for joining us for this presentation on the Central Valley Regional Water Quality Control Board's Cannabis Regulation and Enforcement Program. We encourage you to contact our staff for additional information.